Hi, I'm Scott Wyman, the Training and Technology Coordinator here at Central Texas College. This little tutorial is going to show you how to add records to eTrieve content. Actually, two very small tutorials in one, but we'll get them both covered, don't you worry. So for the first one, we're going to take a look at AutoFile. If you don't have AutoFile on your computer, don't worry. All you have to do is call the help desk at this number and ask them to install AutoFile on your computer. Now, not everybody's going to need AutoFile. One person per Continental site will probably be good. The main reason we would use AutoFile would be to create a student record. If you do a search in content, which you should always do your searches first to make sure that the student is or isn't already there, because if they're already there, you don't need AutoFile. So you're going to open content. Here's content. And you're going to do a search for the student by ID number. So let's say we're looking for this person here. And you'll see that no student or employee lookups or records are found. However, if you do a search for somebody who's already in there, such as me, you'll see that I have an employee and student records. All right, so always do a search first to find out if the student is already in content. Because if they're not in content, then what you're going to have to do is use AutoFile to generate that student's initial record. If that doesn't work, shoot me an email. I'll help you out. Here's my email address. All right, so with AutoFile, here's AutoFile. Really quite simple to use. There's only a few key areas that you need to worry about. We're not going to be scanning. At least I'm not going to show you how to scan because I don't scan. I'm going to show you how to do this without a scanner. As long as you have a way to get a PDF document onto your computer, you can take that PDF document and file it in content. So the first thing we want to do is we want to bring our file over into AutoFile. So for that, we're going to drag and drop. All right, we're going to drag and drop. So here's my form. All right, I'm going to use this test form, and I'm simply going to drag that form, that document, from my file manager over into AutoFile. I'm going to put it right here where it says drop files here. If I go farther, I get that no, don't go here symbol. I'm going to drop it right there. And there's my document. Next thing I need to do is I need to set my archive. So the archives should be fairly easy to figure out. It depends on where you want this document to be filed. So if we're talking about active student records, we're going to probably look in the student file room. Then you need to set your document type. The document type tells it what folder to put this document in. So let's say we'll keep it easy, I have an advising note. Or maybe an apply Texas. We'll go with an apply Texas. Then you simply put in the required fields, which are these three fields that have the red asterisk beside them. Put in the student's name, their social security number, then their student ID. That's simple, right? Double check, make sure none of these changed, because sometimes this document type will flip on you. So make sure it's all where it needs to be. And then as soon as you drop down out of that, click on the document again to get the preview. Once you have the preview, your file button becomes active and you can click that File button, and off it goes to Content. All right. You should get a little pop-up that'll tell you how many pages you filed, what archive you're sending it to, and what the document type was. Mine's right here. You can't see it, but it was there. Okay, so that's doing things the hard way. That's if the student doesn't already have a record. If the student does have a record in Content, then all you have to do is attach a new document to it. So here's Content. And let's say I want to add a new document to my record. All I do is I find my document, make sure I know where it is, because that's kind of an important part of this next step. Then I go back to Content, and I'm using the Firefox browser, so things may look a little bit different in Chrome or Edge. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to go to that student's folder or that student's drawer. So I'll come up here and I'll put the ID number. All right, there's my ID number. I go to my student lookup. Okay, so here's me as a student, and I want to put it. I want to put it in here. All I have to do is click on this attached document paperclip, find my document, double click. It comes down here at the very bottom as unnamed. There's my document. And then all I do is give it a document type. Let's say this is a advising notes. And there you can see over here on the left side, it adds it to my academic advising notes, today's date. If I needed to add a second page to this document, I can do that using this button up here, right there. Attach pages. It'll attach pages to the current document. I just find the other pages. Let's see, we'll do this as the second page. So there's page 1, there's page 2, and 3, and 4, depending on how big the attached document is. That one was like 3 pages long. So, but that's how you attach documents to an existing student record and add pages. Okay. Now there is another way to do this. If I do away with my lookup and I start fresh, okay, and I'm not sure where this thing's going to go, so I'm just going to go to the student area. All right, these are called areas over here on the left side. I'm going to go to the student area, and I'm going to click on the attached document paperclip. I go to the document that I want, double click, and this time what it's going to do, instead of filing it under the student's name, it puts it up here at the top of the unfiled area. Okay, there's the document. And then I do the same thing. I come in here and I choose a document type, but this time, advising notes, this time I have to tell it what the student ID number is. There's the student ID. It'll take a minute. It'll go out there and it'll find me. There I go. And then I click on the name. And if you watch over here on the left side, just like magic, there's the new advising notes. Okay? So, 2 ways to document, or 2 ways to file documents, whether there's an existing record or if there's not an existing record. The difference is AutoFile. Okay? If you don't have an existing record, then you're going to want to use AutoFile to bring forms in and set up the initial student record. Again, if you have problems with that, give me a call. I'll be more than glad to help you out. Teresa Morris can probably help you out. She's kind of the AutoFile guru around here. You can contact her through the IT Help Desk number, which I gave to you earlier. So I think with that, I'm going to say thanks for being here. I appreciate you watching. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay happy. And we'll talk to you later.